Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faith, and today guys I'll be checking out this interesting video from Dating Right, and it's titled Women Weaponize the Me Too Movement and Women Are Being Ignored in the Workplace. And you guys, I'm super excited as always. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's see what this video is all about.
Many people, including myself, only became aware of the Me Too movement in 2017 when Rose McGowan, a white wealthy woman who was a famous actress, brought it up. But it was actually started all the way back in 2006 by Tarana Burke, an African-American social activist. Women of color have been speaking up about sexual abuse in low-income workspaces for ages, but they never garnered the same attention as a rich white actress.
Well, isn't this awesome? Due to the hard work and efforts of feminism in the Me Too movement has made men not only be extra careful working with women in the workplace, but it is making men not even want to work with women.
There's been some backlash about Me Too and some anxiety, as you might imagine.
Many male managers and owners are feeling a little bit more tentative when working with and managing their female workers.
Listen to this. A side result, an unintended consequence of the Me Too movement has popped up. Male executives and managers, some are now saying they are afraid to work with and mentor female colleagues in the workplace. So we're trying to find out, is it too hard to see the difference between mentoring and harassment?
Listen, I can't give any more information. But I fear I may have girl bossed a bit too close to the sun.
A large percentage of male managers were concerned about working with women one-on-one in the workplace. They were concerned about mentoring women. They were saying they were afraid to have meetings with women, to travel with women, and so on. It indicates that there are anxieties and fears that we need to address.
The way that men are reacting to the Me Too movement is absolutely correct. Ladies, for every action, there is a reaction. And it's not just happening in the workplace, it's happening on college campuses and universities.
So a paper came out recently that looked at the impact of the Me Too movement on academia, and it actually shows that post-Me Too, women's productivity fell largely due to fewer collaborations with male researchers. The paper shows that this drop is most pronounced at universities where the perceived risk of sexual harassment accusations is highest. So the actual findings comparing research before and after the movement are right here. And as you can see, after the Me Too movement, collaborations with male researchers inside the same institution fell to close to zero. The author points out that men feel like if they accidentally say the wrong thing, they could be canceled or fired. And this isn't just in academia. The paper also cites a 2018 study which showed that 60% of male managers are uncomfortable participating in common activities with women due to the same concerns. And a curious finding of the study was that men make up for the loss in this collaboration by just collaborating more with other men, whereas women don't make up for it at all.
Wow, you guys, I totally agree with what he just said right now. Working with women can be pretty difficult because you don't know the move that you make, and you'll be accused of harassment, and you tend to count your words and every step you take when you are working with a woman. But it's totally different with that of a man. And I can totally see why men are beginning to withdraw from collaborating or working in the same space as women, because any little thing can be termed as harassment from women. And knowing the kind of people that women are, one needs to be very careful. And knowing the stand of the government on harassment, men really needs to be careful, because nobody wants to dent or dim his image because of one sentence that was perceived wrong by a woman. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that this guy spoke nothing but the truth? For me, I totally agree with what he said in this video. And if you feel the same way as him, or you are opposing what he is saying, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and let's continue watching, you guys.
But tonight, one retired CEO is speaking out about why he thinks this might end up having the wrong effect on women in the workforce.
Steve, Trisha, well, this new wave of women standing up against sexual misconduct has led to all sorts of changes. But tonight, one CEO believes it may be preventing women from getting the jobs they want.
From the entertainment industry to the gaming world, women everywhere are standing up against sexual misconduct in the workplace.
It's a new day. It is the era of the woman now.
The latest case has brought this movement right to the Las Vegas Strip. Casino mogul Steve Wynn stepping down as CEO yesterday after allegations he sexually assaulted employees. But is time really up?
I have a big concern. And it's what's going to happen in hiring going forward.
Mark Yoseloff is the director of UNLV's School of Gaming and Innovation and hired hundreds of men and women as former CEO of Shufflemaster. He says this movement will make it tougher for women to get hired, especially when they're up against a qualified man.
They might elect to hire the man because they are concerned that down the road, whether they do anything wrong or not, there might be a she said, he said.
Yoseloff says current CEOs he knows have already opted not to sit in meetings alone with women in fear they would do something to spark a complaint.
It's a craziness that no executive wants to have to face.
And these managers got every right to feel this way because this is what's been going on. Men have been falsely accused in the workplace, and these women asked for this, and now these companies got to think about the fact that feminist women in your workplace can cost companies millions or even billions in lawsuits. It's what women ask for.
So if you're in the workplace and somebody puts their hand on your waist and it's unwanted and you go to human resources, the person who did that could be accused of sexual assault. Now, if you get any man on the street...
Y'all don't agree at all? Okay.
So if you're in the workplace and somebody puts their hand on your waist and it's unwanted and you go to human resources, the person who did that could be accused of sexual assault. Now, if you get any man on the street or any man or woman on the street and say to them, so-and-so was convicted of sexual assault, in that person's mind, that's the same as rape.
Yeah.
Okay, and so yes, there are a tremendous number of levels that are going to differentiate the seriousness between the hand on the waist, which is unwanted, and should be dealt with. If somebody touches you in a way that you're not comfortable with, you should say to that person, I'm uncomfortable with you touching me this way.
The Me Too movement in 2017 raised awareness to numerous stories of sexual abuse of women in the workplace. And not only was the movement successful in exposing individuals like Harvey Weinstein, it even had an impact on public policy. But like anything, the pendulum swings both ways. Despite its success, the Me Too movement promoted extreme slogans such as "Believe all women," and along with it created a climate of fear where innocent men were unfairly accused and reputations destroyed. And the most notable was the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, where Heard wrote an op-ed alleging that she was a victim of abuse. And it wasn't until 4 years after getting canceled from everything when Depp won the defamation trial for the false allegations.
There's just a scandal that came out. This woman falsely accused several young men of doing something to her. These young men tried to delete themselves because it was absolutely lied. Now, evidence came out recently where she went to the store, bought a hammer, beat herself.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
These young men, if it wasn't for other men coming around and supporting these young men, and just because she was a woman, she was believed, and I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I actually come from a family that's happened, but I still know several stories of women who have falsely accused, ruined these young men's lives. And guess what? You know what society says after that? That young woman, this is one woman who was finally held accountable because of her lies and destroying their life. But do you know what happened? Those young men, most of them who have been falsely accused, they lose their scholarship, lose their jobs, they lose everything, and then there's nothing that's said. If it goes away and it wasn't true, you never hear accountability. You never hear any woman go to jail for falsely accusing those men.
There needs to be a law for it.
You guys, this Me Too movement is totally being taken advantage by women because any little thing, they kind of want to accuse men of SA, even up to the extent that men are no longer comfortable around women, because any statement can be misinterpreted to mean something else entirely, especially in workplaces. Women are making men so uncomfortable and accusing some very innocent men of harassment. Let me know what you guys think about this Me Too movement. Do you think that women are taking this movement too far by using every little opportunity to accuse a promising young man whose future might end up being ruined by all of this accusation? Let me know what your thoughts are on this particular topic and leave them in the comment section down below. And let's wrap this video up, you guys.
Law for it. It looks like the world owes Trevor Bauer a big apology. Trevor was able to finally vindicate himself and prove what he had been saying all along, that he was innocent, and that this woman, his accuser, was nothing more than a liar. And Bauer's evidence was a bombshell.
Next victim, star pitcher for the Dodgers. A text Lindsey Hill sent to a friend before she ever even met me. Then, after the first time we met, net worth is 51 mil. Bitch, you better secure the bag, was the response. But how was she gonna do that? Need daddy to choke me out, she said, being an absolute whore to try to get in on his 51 million.
The interesting part, no one for a second questioned her story. I have to ask, what does that say about our society and its attitudes towards men? Wow. That they are all deemed to be scumbags if a woman says so? The Me Too movement, which originally gave way to give a voice to actual victims, has now transformed into a manipulative tactic for women to make excuses for their own degenerate and immoral behavior. And the Me Too movement, it's clear it means nothing anymore, except to strip innocent men of their power.
I am so sick of this idea that we should always accept that in every situation a woman is a victim. I'm not empowered by that. I don't find that to be empowering, right? The Me Too movement to me disempowered women because it said women never know what they're doing. They just are always little flowers and men take advantage. The truth is that women take advantage too. And the easiest thing for women to sell to get what they want is sex, right? This is what Tag the Sponsor proves. I want to be rich. I want to have money and I don't want to work. So I'm going to sell sex. I have no talent and I want to be an actress. So I'm going to sell sex. Sex is a power that women have. Being beautiful is a power. Being aesthetic, being feminine is a power that women have. And women tend to wield that power heavily throughout society.
Back in the days, you know, most of the time you would wait for someone to make the first move. It might be on the first date, it might be the third date, whatever. It could be the man, it could be the woman. But now all my friends have noticed that the man has stopped making the first move. All my girlfriends are like, they're waiting. It's the third date, fourth date, a week later. He hasn't gone in for the kiss. He doesn't do any touching or anything. And I've asked my dude friends that are single, and they were like, you don't know where a woman's gonna go with that story and where I ain't touching nobody.
So
I have heard that. So yeah, I have heard that. There's something going on out there, and it sucks because the Me Too movement is so strong and so powerful for the people that need it, but it shouldn't ruin the maturity that we should have within intimacy and relationships.
And it's actually something that's very unfortunate too, because this is further gonna hit the marriage rate numbers, because a man and a woman used to end up getting married because they usually met at their job, they met at work. So this is definitely going to block a lot of potential relationships and marriages or whatever from happening like that in the future, because that's how a lot of couples ended up meeting each other. And also that's how a lot of couples ended up cheating on their spouse through the workplace as well.
No means no. That's another one. No means no. It's like, no, it doesn't. All right? Look, no means no. No, that means no. All right, but no, stop it. What are you doing? Oh my God. You're being so bad. Stop it. No. Yeah, that's not a fucking no. That means I want to do it, but I'm afraid you're going to judge me, so I'm just going to make it look like it was your idea so you don't figure out that I've already performed this act with 40 other fucking people. Right? But then you go to court and you get a bad read and there's some guy reading it. Your Honor, she said no. Stop it. What are you doing? You're being so bad. Yeah, and you're just sitting there like, she didn't fucking say it like that. She didn't say it like that.
He's fucking my girl.
That for teenage boys now, they are so terrified of the consequences of putting a foot out of line. It's hard enough being a young teenager,
That's true.
working out how things are, working out how to do dating and all of that, without the terror that if you touch in the wrong place at the wrong time, you may find that your whole life is destroyed.
See, I
and there
like
is
that
far
terror.
too much. Well,
I like that.
As a
I
mother
think
of
that
a
men
teenage
should be
boy, I
frightened.
don't like
Really?
that terror.
I do.
the nicest thing I've ever
That
heard.
is
I think that
awful.
men should be frightened
I think
to
you'd
touch
feel
women in a way
differently
that
if you
they're
were,
not comfortable with.
But we're talking about
Yeah, but we're not
teenage
talking
years.
about.
Yeah,
We're not talking about.
We're talking
but
about
it's an
young
interesting thing
children.
that you see. I would say that attitude actually is part of the problem too.
It
That
is.
that's to me toxic femininity.
It is.
That is saying you should all be terrified, you men, if you put one.
Assaulting.
Well, I think we all understand what sexual
What is
assault
an
is.
assault?
What Isabel's talking about is that young teenage clumsiness
really
in many
hard.
cases, which is now being recategorized as assault.
Is that a problem?
It's not being recategorized as assault. It's always been assault. It's just we're finally talking about it.
I don't agree with that. But I do think it's really hard for a 16, 17-year-old boy now in this environment to know even how to start
they are all
having kind of some kind of physical relationship with a woman.
Those good boys are all terrified. I know that from talking to my son. He's just like, I'm just not going there. Is that healthy?
Yes,
Oh man, that music right there was tripping me out. But I'm gonna stop the video right there. You guys drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this Me Too movement that has now backfired on women. What laws do you guys think should be put in place? I think all workplaces should be required to have audio and listening equipment in the workplace, that we can just clear up any misunderstanding. We can hear everything that was said and just really get to the bottom of the truth or the lie.
You guys, that was such an interesting video, and my thought on this Me Too movement is that women are taking it too far on some very innocent men. That is not to say that men still do not harass women here and there, but because of this Me Too movement, so many women are using this opportunity to really accuse some very innocent men, and this accusation can really damage their life forever, ruin their future if care is not taken. And I love the concluding part of this statement. When it comes to workplace, there should be cameras that are put in place to capture voices if it is possible, so that there will be no false accusation, and also there will be available evidence to produce in case someone is being accused in the workplace. Let me know what you guys think so far about this particular one. I really had fun reacting to this video. If you guys totally enjoyed watching, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And this is me officially signing out. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.